got the OC in the house.
Yes, sir.
Ooh-wee. I really am excited about this. I really am. So we get the second record straight. Because, you know, we've been in the lab. It's draft season. It's time to cross the T's and dot the I's, OC.
Yes, sir, it is, man. We got the latest and the greatest on a very, very good prospect for the Dallas Cowboys. So you're going to want to get all of this, man. Tell your friends, your neighbors, your cousins to go ahead and sit down and get locked in. If you haven't already, you need to follow Boss Cowboy Sports. What in the world are you waiting for?
What?
Man, like, share, subscribe. Follow us. YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. You can follow me, the OC100 on Twitter. Let's go.
Man, let's go. Woo-wee. Man, I really am. I'm excited about this film session, bro. So, I'm going to tell everybody. Can we keep it real today, OC? Can we keep it real?
Keep it real.
All right, I'm going to keep it real then. Listen, this is that time to where sometimes people start phasing out. They tired of research. People are ready to draft. But if the Dallas Cowboys are right now building their board, we should be too. And when we building these boards, it's about the details. So I'm learning so much about the final guys that we see as potentials for 26 to take us over the hump. And I'm going to say something, OC. Darnell Wright is a hump player, bro.
Yeah, man. He is, man. He's a guy that can help you get to the next level.
Yep. So, whoo-wee. Y'all sit back. We not going to disappoint you on this one. Be right back. Let's go. Y'all already know.
Another one.
Let's go. I see you, James. James, I see you. J-Rod. Etta. C, Mr. Date. What? Ooh, they say, my boy C say the OC finna get that smackdown. Yeah. I can see that. I can see that in the near future. I can see that.
Oh, man.
I can see that. I can see that.
All right, guys. Go ahead and hit the like button as you sit down and get comfortable. Subscribe if you hadn't already, and follow us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. You can follow me, the OC100, on Twitter. Man, how you feeling, Boss Cowboy? Man, let's get into this content, man. I can't wait.
Well, let's go then. All right, so we go stop teasing. So here we go. So obviously, this is somebody that's been on our radar for a little while, but I'm gonna be all the way honest. He wasn't somebody I was looking at enough, because I'm gonna be honest. I was coming at this not looking at the details close enough, where, you know, people were saying he was a right side player. I was viewing him as a right side player, but he's actually way more than just a right side player. There's a long history and career of him playing tackle also on both ends. So we go talk about that. And one of the things, just from researching him more and more, I went from thinking a long shot type of guy to actually probably the most ideal for the Dallas Cowboys at 26. So what's your thoughts on that, big dog? We obviously want to hear from you with what I just said.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I think that, this is a guy, and we go dig a lot into this, but he's a versatile player. Okay. At Tennessee, he's played 3 out of the 5 positions, and it wasn't because he couldn't play probably 4 out of the 5 positions. It's just because that it's such a great program. They get so much talent, and they trying to spread the love. Right. This guy came in and started 5 games as a true freshman at right tackle and started 2 games at right guard. So from there, we know that he can play inside, but obviously, and for obvious reasons that we'll point out during this film session, that they like him more outside. He started 9 out of 10 games as a sophomore playing right tackle. He started all 13 games playing left tackle his junior year. Actually, he played the most snaps out of anybody on that team his junior year. All right. And he courteously moved to right tackle for his senior year, and it's because they had some left side guys they wanted to give some work to that could only play left side. They knew he could play both. He said, "Coach, I'll do whatever's best for the team,"
Right.
which is why he ended up moving back to right tackle, by which he hasn't given up a sack in his last 19 appearances at left or right tackle.
Yeah. Yeah, so man, let's first, give the people what they want to see. The first thing always we go jump into is the film. All right, so we go get into this film first. Let's go.
The OC.
The film breakdown.
All right, so take a look here at your right tackle. And this is a big old strong guy, man. And so that's what you're going to notice right off the top. But you're also going to notice some really good technical nuances to this game as we see the other angle play out. And this is a guy that has more than adequate feet to cover up. And this is Will Anderson he's going against, probably the first defensive player coming off the board. He's the right tackle, and good adjustment, right? Very, very good. The guy tries to give him a stutter inside, outside. He adjusts, and he's dancing with the guy. And that's Will Anderson, one of the best defensive players in this year's draft. So good job with him in terms of hands and in terms of feet. Now, as you will see, and this is something that is worth mentioning, when he played left tackle, and that was a very good job looking at the drop and then taking the blitzer, right? They tried to trick him and catch him going to sleep, but no. This guy is smart, right? So look at 31 and then look at what he does here, plays off, and then, they send a guy late, boom, he's right there, and he just sticks him in his chest, does his job, and fantastic recognition. So that's what I mean when I say high IQ. He didn't get washed inside with his eyeballs and stayed inside. He went out inside and he went outside in terms of his eyes, which is what you should do if you have a guy that's on top of you and they drop all of a sudden. And so this is him just being a big physical guy, and this is a draw play. And so this is him trying to finish a block, and good job not holding there. A lot of guys would have just hit him in his back and tried to push him on the ground. So that was really good discipline. He stopped, he pulled up when the dude pulled away because the play was dead. So again, he's a smart player. And so if you look at him here, and I have to see the other angle to really give you a risk. All right, let's see what happens here. So the guy folds inside, and he just tries to find work. It's not really a lot he can do there, right? That's a wide zone play, and his player went away. It really wasn't anybody to block there, and he just does what he can and just folds inside and tries to get some work. So not much to really evaluate there. This is a play where he has tremendous strength, tremendous core strength, and just a lower half is good. So he stops the bull rush instantly, right? There's no chance that Will Anderson is going to get any push on that guy. He gets swallowed up. And the thing that I like about him, and this is what you see with the best tackles coming into the NFL, he has good hands. In other words, he has really good hand placement. So great job when hitting to the second level here, being a power football player, moving a guy, dislodging his hip. Look what he does to 91, dislodges his hips, boom, up to the second level. I mean, just smothering dudes, man, and just doing a great job. So good job by him on that deuce combination up to the linebacker. Notice he's going to get pushed. When you see him in the run game, this is a guy that's going to get really, really good push, all right? So let's look at the other angle on this particular play. and you'll be able to see it a little bit better. So notice him. I mean, goal line situation. Look at what he does. Now he falls on his knees because he gets tripped up with his guard. But man, notice where he put 31 in the end zone, and that's what you want to do on goal line. Your job is to get your man in the end zone from a offensive line perspective, and so that's exactly what he did there. Good job in recognition. So notice on that play, he did not slide out because he understood the protection, and the back had the edge blitzing guy, right? He stays with 31, right? Which will probably be your top defensive lineman taken in this draft. So he stays inside. Good job. Washes him inside. Notice
let me pause it for 1 second because I want to just say something about what you just said. Just real quick.
Go ahead.
We're not giving no film break, but I want to highlight something. This film session that we're watching, he also was the SEC Offensive Lineman of the Week. So let's not get that kind of the weight of that. So Will, by most accounts, is considered the best pass rusher.
Yes.
Right. So against the best coming out. Was his game of the week. I just want to say that real quick. Just want to say that. And everybody that's also looking at him as just a right side player, we can show you some left tackle tape as well. We might not do that today, but we gonna likely get to it. You know what I'm saying? So let me get back to this film session, and then or the OC get back to this film session. But then I want to talk about him in detail of why I think he is like perfect, OC. But I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, you're fine, man. And so as you can let it go to the next play, and then I'm gonna point out a couple things that are worth noting. All right. So when you talk about him being player of the week versus Alabama, we'll also notate this, and you can stop it right here. You'll notate this before I break down this next play, that he started 13 games at left tackle his junior year. Okay.
Right.
And so he played against Alabama, against Georgia. He gave up no sacks in those games.
Right.
That's very important to note from the left tackle position. Okay, so who was the first defensive lineman taken in this last year's draft out of Georgia?
That was
Walker.
Yeah.
He gave up no sacks against him. No pressures either. So I just want to point that out. That's very important if you're talking about him being just only a right tackle. Now, you know, ideally, do I think coming into the league that may be the easiest position for him to play? Yeah, I'd say so, because he has some technical things to work out and just some leverage stuff to work out for him to be really, really, really good at left tackle. But who doesn't? I think that, you know, this guy is a dancing bear with tremendous power. And, you know, I'll point out some other things on the film. You can go back to it, boss. But one thing I'll say before I get back into this play is that if you notice and you follow his career at Tennessee, he got better every year. It was no digression.
Right.
It was only upside.
Hold on.
He got better every year.
Let's go through that, because that's a heavy point you said right there. Like, that's why I say this is the time of the year to where if we got to start looking deeper and deeper and deeper into some of these guys' backgrounds, especially the 26 guy. So his history is all right here, and you'll see, to the OC's points, every year he gave up less QB hurries, less hits, and less sacks. Literally every year. He literally got better, literally every year. And this is one of the things Will McClay said. Will McClay said the favorite and his best candidates are those guys who show progression every year. Every year, OC. I just want to kind of echo your point that you made, you know what I mean, with the evidence, so people can kind of start learning why he's one of the few tackles on the 30 visit, but also why he makes so much sense. So can I say one more thing before we get into this film, bro?
Go ahead, boss. You got it. Take your time.
Because I'm just getting excited the more and more I'm learning. So for everybody that been saying we've been missing Ronald Leary, this is him. This is him. But potentially better.
Yeah. I would say better upside for sure.
Wait.
Better upside. And no disrespect to Ron O'Leary, because he was playing at a Pro Bowl level.
Right.
Right. He's playing at the Pro Bowl level when he left the Cowboys, man. But this guy has technical savvy and the same streak in terms of being able to finish at the point of attack and can do more for you. And that's why I would say Ron better than Ron O'Leary, and much better competition in the SEC coming out versus Memphis when Ron O'Leary came out.
Right. Much better competition. So we'll get back to the film. Now remember, keep this in mind. He was player of the week versus the best. So if you're looking for a guy at 26, don't you want him to check the box of holding up against the best?
Yep.
So anyway, it's on you, OC.
Yeah, man. So taking a look at this film, I mean, just tremendous drive blocking ability, man. Tremendous power, right? And this is Ron O'Leary-ish, right? When we talk about just coming off the ball and just being a drive blocker, just flatlining and dominating the smaller guy. Why'd they put this guy in a B gap? Just no chance. All he can do is spin off, right? That's all Will Anderson could do, is just try to disengage and spin off, because he was gonna get walked back to another 5 yards. That's all he could do. I mean, so that just no contest, just completely dominated him, So anyhow, next play, good pass set, good short set, boom, get some work, very, very good, no pass rusher, and you got a guy coming to find some work and knock a man down. Just be physical, right? Your guy's dropping. Here we go, and this is a big guy right here. That ain't no little guy. That's a 300-pound guy.
OC. Now
that's a 300-pound defensive tackle.
So we did a film session, on Steve, right? When they was saying he's a more athletic Ron Leary, we kept saying during the film session, what? Find work. Go find somebody to hit. You ain't gotta worry about that. This dude is gonna do that. He gonna do. Go ahead, OC. I don't mean to cut you off, bro.
Nah, brother, you fine. You fine, man.
Ooh. Go ahead. It's on you.
Yeah, and just notice as well the comfort, right, in the ease that he plays. He plays like he's been there before, because he has. He's not intimidated playing against Alabama. A lot of guys get nervous out of their shoes, man, playing against Alabama, and just try to play outside of it. He's as calm and collected. He's going through his techniques, right? He's taking his pass sets. He's pointing, hey, I got that guy. Look for 32 coming. That's all he's pointing. Look at 32. All right, goes inside, boom. Go ahead and hit the guy, and then the ball comes out fast on the slant.
Yeah, I want more, though.
Now, on that play, he could give you some more. He could have tried to just muddy the guy, right, and get him on the ground. So I need a little bit more there as well. All right, so here we go, and we'll see better from this angle, and I can kind of evaluate and see what he does. But again, this is a draw play. All right, so go ahead and finish. You know what I'm saying? Finish a little bit harder on that with Will, but Will does a good job of disengaging, man.
Yeah, he does.
So it's kind of like it's one of those deals to where Will is quick, man. So he's trying to hit him, but I mean the dude is doing a good job disengaging. And notice they're not rushing him straight up. They're trying to run games, right? That's a touchdown. They're trying to run games, right, in order to get pressure. They're not rushing right straight up. Why they're not rushing him straight up? Because it's been ineffective. Boom, here we go. All right, stop the penetrator, and he needs to close that down a little bit better. That's a technical thing. I want him to step up with his inside foot and stop that penetrator. He lets the penetrator get through. He swings around and does disrupt this pass rush, because that guy's not a top-end pass rusher, but he needs to squeeze that down. So he needs to do a better technical job on that. Here we go again. Very little pass rush. Boom, and hulling dude. Now, and that's what happened when they try to rush him straight up, when you just overpower smaller little dudes. So they try to use little quick dudes on him, right? Little quick dudes. Here he is, just set to get a vertical kick, vertical kick, good. And he tries to just come here, boy. Come here.
Get pancake.
Yeah, just come here. Yeah, it's no contest. It's no physical contest. They're using small little guys on him, right? And they're trying to run DEs, right? They're trying to slice with a wide 3 technique and then loop around with the defensive end. But I mean, it's not working. They're trying to stutter step him and freeze him with like a quick penetrating defensive tackle, excuse me. All right, so here we go, off the ball. Look at this, just smother the dude, bloody his nose, create a scene, good double and a seal, right? So that's called a double and a seal, because he gets initial push off the football, but he swings his butt in the hole. Basically, that's an offensive lineman technique so that your runner can easily identify which way to go. So, all right, let's look at the opposite angle on this one, and you're gonna notice the same concept. Okay, and on that play, man, he kind of got a little confused because there was a lot of movement, and he didn't declare. I wish he would have declared and just took the blitzing linebacker, but that happened real fast. That's called a run blitz upon the snap. So they're doing different stuff to try to confuse him and to try to confuse this line just because of the physicality. And I didn't think that Alabama, based on what I'm seeing, had the confidence that they could just line up and just take care of business versus this Tennessee offensive front. These guys were that good. And this is a good job on him. This is a misdirection play. So he's faking the scoop block, and he gets over there and does his job. And, completion, good play. So just notice the little things, man, that you'll see here, how Alabama is playing them. Number one, his ability to adjust and really engulf his man. And this is him working on the second level. Really love that. Great job. And these guys are doing a good job spinning out of tackles, spinning out of blocks. But look at him work up on the second level here. All right. And look at his footwork inside, second level. Boom. Good job right there. Boom. But notice the guy spinning, trying not to get pancaked. And so he has to let him go. When a guy starts to spin like that, you got to let him go, or it's going to be holding. So notice him here. Let's take a look. Okay, this is another pass pro, and this is just easy work, man. Just simple, easy work. These guys are running an umbrella technique because they're worried about, obviously, that quarterback breaking contain. So he's just sliding out. This guy's just running a hoop, and he just get his hands on him and just stops him, man. It's easy work. Very, very easy work. All right, next play. He's at the top of the screen, right tackle. And let's see if we can get just some straight up pass rush. Okay, very good. Good straight up pass rush. Very, very good. He tries to go speed to power on him. You know what I mean? Nothing.
Nothing.
He tries to go speed to power.
Let me pause it real quick because I want to kind of explain what we do here. We're a little bit different. Like a lot of content creators, I'm gonna be honest, most of us do highlights or lowlights. That's honestly really not the appropriate way to go through film. When you going through film, honestly, you let the film go and you grade the good and the bad. You don't grade the highs and the lows, put it all together and present the highs or the lows. You know what I mean? You present it all. So when you watching us, a lot of times we go present raw film. We go just let it play and we go talk through it as it plays. Cause that's how I was taught when I was graded. They didn't go to my good plays and my bad plays and say, that was great. Do that more, boss. Or that's bad, OC. Do that less. They looked at all of it. You know what I'm saying? Now we ain't gonna take you through the whole film, but we go give you a good taste and a good volume, and we can turn on Tennessee versus LSU. So I'm gonna turn that on just a little bit as well, where you can get two different pitches against two top pass rushers. So this one is Will, the other one is BJ, right? So when you come out of these film sessions, you should have confidence based on the talent that he going against. I just want to explain that real quick, OC.
Yeah, and one thing that you really want to pay attention to is that when you play in the SEC versus guys that get drafted first round rushing at quarterback all the time, these guys can make your film look bad in a hurry.
Yeah.
So if you're not on your P's and Q's and you're not a good player, you're going against the kind of player like Will Anderson that can make you look like a real third round, fourth round pick in a hurry. Right? He can make you look bad. You're playing against guys with the ability to make you look bad. You played against the first defensive end drafted the last 2 years in a row and didn't give up any sacks.
And got player of the game.
I'm going to say that again.
And got player of the SEC, the entire conference.
Right. Right. So he's played against more than likely the first guy that will be drafted as the defensive player in the last two drafts. Okay? And did not give up a sack versus either of those players in those games. So that's showing that the stage is not too big. The lights are not too bright. If you give this man an opportunity to get on the football field and let him work out his stuff, he's going to do what he got to do for you. That's what that's saying.
Let's go through a little bit more of this Alabama. If you want to, we can go
let's
through
do it.
some. Okay.
let's look at this pass pro rep, because this is a good rep. Look at the nice slide, right? Nice vertical slide. So what that is, that's a vertical slide with some width. Run that back, boss. I'm gonna do that again.
I got you, OC.
And that was a quick vertical slide, right? It was a vertical slide.
Hold on real quick.
While gaining width.
Hold on, because I knew this was gonna happen, because it happened to me. I ain't even mad at you, big dog. He say Darnell Wright is good, but he's a right tackle. Was not good at left tackle. Can you address that, OC?
Yeah, man. Well, he started 13 games at left tackle his junior year. He gave up 3 sacks in 13 games.
In the
SEC.
Right.
In the SEC. So would you like to see him give up no sacks like he did this year? Yeah, I would like to see that. Right, but he got better. That's the key. He got better playing the left tackle position, because if you take the 13 games this year, okay, and you take the last 6 games of his junior year, he gave up no sack last 19 games. So the last half of his junior year playing left tackle and all of this year playing right tackle, he gave up no sacks. So he was pretty good, man. He was pretty good.
So check this out, and we go get into this. This is a very good question. The Reaper says, so we draft him. We moving this dude to left tackle and Smith to guard. We go talk about that.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Because this is the thing. The most important thing why I say he's probably the most ideal fit is because he got a lot of experience all over the line. You know what I mean? He is somebody that if you like, because let's just think about, let's just go ahead and answer the question then, since we're here, right? Because that's a good question.
Yeah, we can answer.
You have major versatility with this guy. Major versatility. Now, it would be hard because he would have to get cross-trained like crazy. But just imagine, you start the season, Tyler Smith, let's just say, is your left tackle. Who's going to be likely then your right tackle? Tyron Smith. This guy would likely have to play on some best 5 type of stuff, your left guard, right? But you would likely have to also cross-train him at right tackle. Because more than likely, who's the guy that's going to get injured? Tyron Smith.
T. Smith.
So if he gets injured before Steele comes back, wouldn't you want a guy that's a right tackle?
Plug and play, baby, all day.
Right.
And on any other team.
Right.
And on any other team, if he doesn't get drafted by the Cowboys, he's plug and play. You're starting right tackle or left tackle, depending upon the team, day 1 in training camp, by the way. That's what you don't get.
Yeah.
He's your plug and play. He's a plug and play dude. You let him play, you let him develop. That's what's going to happen with him. On any other team besides the Cowboys, he's a plug and play starting right tackle, some teams left tackle.
Right. And I'm going to be honest, I think we sometimes get too caught up into trying to make these guys perfectly fit our needs. So let me just say it like this. Anybody that would want Steve over Darnell is picking need over best player.
Let me go further. If you Steve Avella and Darnell, they're different players, right? He's a different level player, the guy that we're evaluating today. Him and Avella, they're not on the same level in terms of being a football player and having the position flex, strength, speed, and just overall ability. You're getting a better player, okay? I just want to be extremely clear. And if you pick Avella, and I'll say this, and I'm fine with being on record, if you pick Avella at 26, you're reaching. It's a reach.
It is.
It's the equivalent to what you did when you picked Taco first.
It is.
It's the equivalent. It will be the equivalent to what you did when you picked Tristan Hill.
Yep.
And you go put this guy in here and put an immense amount of pressure on him and expect him to perform like a top tier first round guy, and he's not going to be ready to do that immediately. You're setting him up for failure, and you're weakening your draft class by doing that. Don't do it.
And then my boy Hoodlum say, I like Cody. Mop. So I like Cody too. This is the only issue with Cody to the Dallas Cowboys. The only one. The level of competition doesn't really showcase like Darnell's. You see what I'm saying? Now he had a good Senior Bowl week, so we're not gonna knock his 1 week. It was a good week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
no doubt.
do you want to trust 1 week or do you want to trust multiple games in the SEC? You know what I mean? Going against the best pass rushers in college, almost on a weekly basis.
He started more than 40 games. I believe it was 47 or either 42. One of those numbers, games.
Yeah.
That's a lot of games.
Right.
He started more than 40 games in the SEC at tackle.
Yeah. So, so not knocking Cody. I'm just kind of telling Hoodlum and anybody else how I weigh these guys. You know what I mean? It's not saying you wrong. It's not saying you wrong. It's just, what I'm saying is it's just more evidence of the transition with Wright. It is. Hey, now I want to talk about something, man. Unless you want to get into some more film. Did you want to get into some more film, or did you want to just talk ball?
No,
I want to talk ball.
No.
All right, I want to talk some ball because this is some things that I brought up with Darnell Wright. I brought this up on the Final Word yesterday, and it looked like you kind of growing on what I said when I said we can't think perfect in a draft, right? Where we trying to get the person that played mostly left guard, mostly in his whole career, and it's like, no, just give me the player, and we gonna figure that thing on out. You know what I'm saying? We gonna figure that thing on out. So in terms of him playing left guard, because that would probably be where he sits first. What's your thoughts on that, OC?
Well, he started a couple games at right guard his freshman year. And so from that and just from some research, can he do it? Yeah, I think he can do it. I think he'll be a big, powerful role grader on the inside, right? I think you get the most bang for your buck if he plays the tackle for you. And actually, I think that this is a guy that, and I've said this offline to you, and I'm true to it, so I'll say it publicly. If you draft this guy and T. Smith gets hurt, Tyron Smith gets hurt, and still is not back in a reasonable amount of time.
Whoa.
Right? And this guy starts more than 4 games. Listen, all of a sudden, he's a guy that's going to make it harder for Steele to get his money. Because if this guy comes in and plays well about 4 or 5 games, I'm telling you, he's going to make Steele considered to be expendable. It's going to be a leverage and a negotiation tactic and tool against him if this rookie comes in here, if he's drafted by us, and he starts 4+ games. So that's how good he is. Because he's young and he'll be on a rookie deal. So now you're going to have a conundrum on your hands. So that's what I think about him. I think you get the most bang for your buck at tackle. But I think, can he slide in and play guard for you, especially with how good we've been at cross-training these guys? Yeah, he could be a guard or a tackle for you. He's 6'5", he's 350. He's going to be a power player. He's going to do what he got to do on the inside, man. I think he will be fine. He's a role grader, man. He's going to be fine. He's going to give you that physical presence and push, and he's quick enough because he's played tackle to be able to defend in a phone booth versus any 300-pound dude with moves, because he's going against 240-pound dudes to run 4.4s and 4.3s. So he's going to be able to take care of a guy on the inside. From what I've researched and from what I've seen now, I believe he'll be fine inside as well.
Hold on real quick, because now we got to fight, OC. We finally got to fight. We got a super chat. He say, when San Fran beat us, I said O-line will be our first pick. Now, like crazy, you've been on that day one. I'm going to give you credit. You've been on this day one. I actually have to catch up to you, Life. I'm going to keep it real. I had to catch up to Life. Life been saying, man, we need to go offensive line. He been saying that. I was like, but I've come around. I've come around. I've come around. Now, this is where me and the OC go fight on this part right here. Hold on real quick. Let me set it up the top. This is the thing we go fight about. My boy Forever DC said, I don't think Wright will be there at 26. The OC actually agrees with you on that. So let's grill for this fight. Let's grill for this fight because we gotta have it. We gotta have it. We gotta have this one. Because I think he might be there. And then I want to talk about what will we do and what's worth it to go get this guy. Hold on real quick. So we got us another super chat. He said, our coaches must mold these young clay like someone great once said. It's the coach's job to train up these players. Yeah, hold on real quick. Train up these players. If it's not, it is a failure. I think that was Tomlin that was saying that he embraced coaching and runs to coaching. I think that's what you're talking about, Imp. And this is also that opportunity for the Dallas Cowboys. Because when you get a player like this, or you get a player period, it's not just about the seed, which I would call any player their seed going into a team, their seed. It's about the ground. It's about the soil, right? So if you put them in the right location, they're going to greatly grow. If the soil is also matching the potential of that seed. So when you get a seed like this guy and you put him around Tyler Smith, Zach Martin, Tyron Smith, Duke, that is rich soil with a very, very good seed. But me and the OC got to fight, man. I'm sorry. We do got to fight.
Well, before you...
Oh, okay, hold on. I'll turn it off. Okay, what you got before we fight?
Well, see on the B-roll, and I know he'll be a perfect fit for us on the B-roll.
Mm-hmm.
I may give a prize for anybody that noticed this. What did you notice about him that shows about his attitude and his mentality on this B-roll? Pop quiz. What did you see? And if you pick this up, you are a real football person. What do you notice on this B-roll? Let it run one more time, boss. What do you notice on this B-roll that gives you a glimpse into his psyche and his attitude and who he is as a man? What did you notice? And I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to give you a few more seconds, guys, and then I'm going to go ahead and tell you myself for the sake of time. After we get through this last couple little pictures here. If you didn't see it and you didn't put it in the super chat, I'm going to go ahead and tell you myself.
I will see it.
Boston,
I'm so curious.
Boston see it.
I did see it. I'm looking
right,
too.
Okay.
Give me one more. Give me one more.
Give me one
more. Let me
give you one more. Give you one more.
Now,
if you don't pick up the psyche and attitude just by looking at this B-roll on how he feel about himself and the type of player this dude's gonna be, I'm gonna go ahead and give it to you because y'all don't even get it. I'm gonna let it run and I'm gonna tell you slide comes up.
Can I guess, bro? Can I guess? All right, I'm gonna take a guess because I think we might have had this conversation before. And one of the things
you should probably get it.
I might get it. Let me put on these clear views real quick because I think I'm finna get this. Are we looking at light skin disease? Are we looking at looking at light skin?
That's a good guess.
Oh, this is not the light skin.
That's a good guess.
All right.
I think he has that, but I'm gonna go ahead and give it to you then.
Okay.
Here's the deal. I'm gonna let it get back to the picture. He doing what this boy ain't got on no knee pads, no thigh pads. This boy just put on his pants. They made him wear those knee braces. This boy ain't got on no pads. This boy ain't got on no knee pads. That boy ain't got on no knee pads. He ain't got on no thigh pads. You know I'm a bowler. Only real ballers know that. If you try to go out there and you ain't putting no leg pads in your pants, you ain't got no leg pads. And you play offensive line, you ain't got no leg pads. They make this boy to protect them. They making this boy wear these knee braces. That boy ain't got on no pads. He ain't got no leg
That's
pads.
real.
That's telling you I'm a grown man. I don't bar y'all. I'm gonna come out here and ball, and I'm grown. That's what that's saying. When you see
Wait.
that, when you see a player do that, he a big dude with no leg pads, no knee pads, no hip pads, no thigh pads, no pads, just pants. That's the mentality, homie. Give y'all some insight. There you go.
And so Miss JC Cowboys Network just want to come show y'all love. Keep hustling. I respect the work. Appreciate you and appreciate the work that your husband does.
Salute.
Absolutely appreciate it.
Salute. Thank you. Appreciate you. And I'm surprised you didn't see it out of all people, Boss Cowboy. I'm surprised you didn't catch it. I'm surprised you didn't catch that.
Because that is a swag thing. See, that's a nuance. That's real though. Because you know who else used to do that? The playmaker. You remember the playmaker used to do that?
I'm gonna tell you who else. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you who else used to do it too. Eric Williams. Eric Williams used to do it. That boy didn't have on no pads.
That's old school. OC.
No pads in his legs.
Impressive observation. Impressive. Because I was looking, OC. I really was. All right, so now, and they say, where have y'all seen him projected to go? We go talk about that. Because that was the debate we getting ready to fight about. Is the possibility of him being there. Let's go. Because the OC think he gone. I don't think he gone. I think we got a good chance of getting this dude. A real good chance. So now, the OC, I ain't finna show you no mercy. You ready for this?
Come on, bro. I'm gonna let you go first.
All right. So you know I already went through the history. You already know. I told you I went through the history. All right, so here we go. Oh, see, I don't mean to do you like this, bro. You a friend of mine too, but right now I don't give a damn about you. All right, so listen, your boy done already went through the history of offensive linemen, bro. All right, so I could show you right now that on average you go have around 5. All right, I can count them if you want me to count them. Do you want me to count them and show you? And we can talk about the situation. All right, I ain't gonna count them then. But trust me, I already did it. I've already done the research. You get about 5, right? That generally go in the first round. When you count where we likely, where he's likely getting ready to be, right? In the 2023 draft, and I gotta build a case on this. Hear me out, y'all. Hear me out. Hear me all the way out. So I went through every year, and I can tell you, I looked at the CBS ranks every year. I did this. I went back 6 years and did this, and I looked at where they was drafted. I looked at 2019. I looked at 2020. And I'm telling you, this is the key part I'm getting ready to tell y'all. Where these guys was ranked on the CBS board was right around where they was drafted. Obviously, it was some wild swings, but not that many. Not that many at all. And I went through it, right? I can show you this one. This one is obvious. Joe Burrow, he was ranked number 1. For example, where did he get drafted? Number 1 overall, right? Chase, number 2. Where did he get drafted? Number 2. Okuda, right? He was number 4. Where did he get drafted? Number 3. It's not that much variance, I'm telling y'all. That's why I've been telling y'all, look at that CBS board. It's not perfect, but it's gonna give you a pretty good range. It was only 1 year it was way off. It was 2019. That was the only year it was way off. So let's get to the point of this debate with the OC. When you look at, on average, right, it's about 5 tackles that go and about 6 offensive linemen in the first round. And you look at approximately where he's ranked, it's very possible that he could be there at 26, but I will admit, OC, we might have to go get this guy because his rank on the CBS board is 23. Okay, so he's 23, right under Broderick Jones. but that makes him the 4th tackle on the list. If you count Osiris from Florida, now you have 5, right? That puts him right around where he could be in a place to where we're able to sit and absorb him. You know what I mean? So it's a long shot. Not a long shot. There's a realistic possibility. All we need, to be honest, is a few dumb picks. Just keeping it real. We just need a few people to not take these tackle talent, and we can get him. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, he's heating up, man. He's hot. He's shooting up boards just like Broderick Thomas did, because now we have to come off of Broderick Thomas, because I'm certain he's not going to be available at 26.
Broderick Jones.
Because people are doing, Broderick Jones.
Yeah.
People are reevaluating the tape. They see his talent. He's a premium pick player playing the left tackle, and he's young with just enormous upside. So he shot up boards. Similarly, Darnell Wright, we weren't talking about him a month ago. He's starting to shoot up boards.
Yeah, he
and
is.
The issue is that we know who the number 1 and number 2 tackles are already. Okay, we know this Kronkowski, and then
Paris.
we know that Paris out of Ohio State. Those are your top 2 guys.
Right.
Some people will have Paris over Kronkowski, and I wouldn't be mad at that because of his talent and his athletic ability.
Yeah.
Okay, but we know those guys are locks for 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Then when they get picked, then you got to run on tackles, Boss Cowboy. And the issue is, if he's now your 4th tackle competing for the 3rd tackle position with Broderick Jones now, okay, then now it becomes a taster's choice scenario where it just depends on the team that's picking right there and who they like the most. Because you're going to have people that have Broderick Jones over Wright, and then you're going to have people that have Wright over Jones. It just depends on who it is. But we do know this. If we know that it's 4 premium tackles in this draft, and there are 4. It's 4 premium tackles that when they start making a run on those tackles, I would say between picks 8 and 10 at the minimum, then those guys are going to come off the board in a hurry. Now, we can put an account for stupidity. If he makes it past 20, they'll put like this. Let me just be honest. Let me just keep it honest. If he makes it to 20, it was at least 4 or 5 teams that made a dumb decision. It was just bad. It's bad.
Yeah.
But however, I don't count on people being stupid.
You see,
I just don't. They could be.
I do.
But yeah, they could be.
I count on that.
I don't count on people.
I count on that. I really do. And I'm gonna tell you why. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
This is the reason why I count on stupid. Because remember, I went back and looked at the drafts. I can find you 5 stupid picks every draft before 26. I can find you 5 immediately every year.
But if he makes it to 20, that's about 4 or 5 teams. If he makes it to 26, now you go up to like 8 teams. You up to about 7, 8 teams that just made dumb decisions.
Because it's not.
I'm telling you.
Let's go back and forth on this, because we truly are fighting about this. This is a real fight. This is not TV. This is the deal. It's not just the dumb that can happen. It's also other good players that other teams going to need, that they're going to weigh over the need of tackles. So, like, if you're a Seattle, you ain't caring about Wright. Even though Wright might be better than what you got 2 young tackles now. You go stick with what you got. If you Detroit, you might try to shore up tackle, or you might go with another good player. Like, for instance, you just lost Okuda. So doesn't that make a Devin Witherspoon cornerback maybe the pick for Detroit, or Joey Porter for Penn State? It's going to be people that's going to say we got to replace some of the talent that we just lost, which is going to also push down some of these quality tackles. I can really see that happening, OC. Now, I'm not saying I want to sit put either. I'm not saying I want to wait and hope. If he get, what would be the spot that you say we need to get aggressive?
If he ain't off the board at 18 or 19, you got to start to get aggressive and try to move up.
Okay.
Because I think he's worth it. If he ain't off the board at 18 or 19, then I think you need to start to get aggressive and try to move up and maybe get this guy. Because I don't think that he's gonna make it to 26. I would bet you a steak dinner I'll bet you publicly. I'll bet you a steak dinner he ain't gonna make it 26.
Wait,
I'll bet you a steak if you want to take that bet. If you really want to take that bet, and I'm cashing in on this too, by the way.
I don't, bro.
So I'm saying,
I really don't. It would be pride. It would be pride if I took that bet. It would. It would. Cause see,
bro, I don't see it because once your top 2 tackles come off the board, you know your number 3 is coming right behind that. Yep. Then now you got people that are betting and they're like, oh my God, who can get him? Who can get him? Bro.
Now I feel
once your top mostly. 2 tackles come off the, go ahead.
I feel you mostly. I do feel you mostly, but historically the runs didn't go like how you predicted. So if I go look at the history of these runs, so in 2019, remember that was a super defensive draft. So everything got pushed down. The reason why, because when you really go look at 2019, the reason why you saw so many good players like DK Metcalf and all of them, you got to remember the history who was in this draft, right? This was a heavy defensive draft. Just look at the players. Nick, Williams, Farrell, he was a reach. That would be a dumb one. Would we call that dumb? Would you call that dumb, OC? Absolutely, you would call that dumb. You would call Daniel Jones dumb for being a top 6, wouldn't you? I would. You would call TJ Hockenson dumb? Yes, you would. That's already 3 dumb picks right there. You know what I mean? Like, for real. 3 dumb picks. We would have all said Christian Wilkins was good, right? We would have all said that. No, bruh. No, that would have been a dumb pick. Haskins wasn't that bad, especially being somebody from Washington. But when you look at this, but I'm just kind of going through the history. So let's look at the 2020. Now let's really look at the run. The run happened on tackles when did it even start? Andrew Thomas, right? So Andrew was the first pick, and this was a freak class right here, OC. This was a freak class. This was one of the best tackle class almost ever. You know what I'm saying? Andrew Thomas first. Then the run you can maybe try to say happened at 10 and 11. Then it slows down, OC. You get Austin Jackson at 18. And then it shuts down, big dog. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, listen, anything can happen. Okay, anything can happen, boss. So we're speaking a little bit in hyperbole, but I do want to say this. The top positions that have the most talent that are likely to go in the first round in this draft, in my opinion, will be your cornerbacks and your offensive linemen. It'll be your corners and your offensive linemen. So depending upon who you value as an organization and where you have them on your board, which we don't know that, right? When you see a run on either one of those particular positions,
right,
then you have to take this into consideration. That's what I'm saying. So we'll see how it plays out. I'm cool either way, but I if I'm a betting man, and I'm really not a betting man, but I'll bet this, he ain't gonna be there at 26. And if he gets around 18 to 19,
you gotta go get
then if you really want, you probably want to try to go get it.
Yeah.
Because that's within the realm. That's what I'm saying. This is within the realm of what the Cowboys will do. Cowboys not gonna go up 20 picks to get you. They ain't gonna go up 15 picks to get you. That's not their MO. I'm saying if he gets, that's why I say 18 to 20. If he gets in there and they're picking 26, okay, he's within 10 picks. He's within where the Cowboys not gonna have to give up everything to try to go get him. They'll give up some concessions or a future, third rounder or maybe something like that to go and get a player because they feel like, okay, we're close. We got a great team and we want to strengthen this team. And hear this. Mike McCarthy is going all in. He drafts good tackles. He drafts overall a good offensive line. He's all in. This is boom or bust on the West Coast offense and this year offensively. And what better way to get started off by solidifying that offensive front? Think about it.
All right, man, I feel you on that. See, but this is my pushback. This is where I think I'm going to win this debate. So I showed everybody that you go get at most 5 or 6 total offensive linemen. All right?
Yes.
So this is not even counting Cyrus. I would say this, OC.
Yeah.
If the Dallas Cowboys want to beef up that offensive line, this is the draft to do it. Like, just keeping it real. Like, I know we're talking about Darnell Wright, but let's just kind of go down a list.
Yeah.
Would you take Peter over Steve Avila?
Yes.
Would you take Paris over Steve?
Yes.
Would you take Broderick over Steve?
All day.
Would you take Anton over Steve?
Yes, but not as much. Yes.
Would you take DeJuan over Steve?
Because he plays tackle, yes, but he scares me.
Okay, but you would take him over Steve. Would you take Darnell Wright over Steve? Of course.
All day long.
So
All day long.
out of 4 tackles, it was really only 2 that you gave any kind of pause on.
Yeah, and I would take, and let me put some more fodder in there. I would take Osiris over Steve.
Yeah, that's 7. That's 7.
I would take Osiris over Steve. I'll give you one more. I'll take the UCLA guard. What's his name? I forget his name. Maffa. I would take Maffa over Steve.
Me too. Yeah.
So
that's why I'm. All right.
I'll give you another one. I'll give you one more. Sorry.
You still talking? This is interesting.
I'll probably take Bergeron out of Syracuse over him.
I would.
Because he could play guard and tackle too. I would take Bergeron out of Syracuse.
He played left tackle and left guard. That's 8.
Correct.
That's 8 people. 8. Now,
correct.
That's 8 people if you're not trying to be perfect. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Right.
If you like, we want a left guard that been playing left guards for 8 years, you don't like none we said. But if you like, I want the best player and we go figure it out, oh, you love what we talking about right now. Because guess what? Can I play a clip real quick from Hanging with the Boss? I want you to hear this, OC. Y'all listen to this. Listen to this.
It is brought to you by Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. You want to just kind of give us a little update on how Colorado was? 11 degrees.
Let me tell y'all something.
So, Jesse Holly just asked Nate Newton about Colorado. Did you hear that?
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Watch his answer.
Let me tell y'all something right now.
Okay.
I went all the way to Colorado. Me and Tony Tolbert.
Okay.
It's crazy.
And Colorado has the same problem the Dallas Cowboys have. A lack of offensive linemen. They are looking. They are look at this field. Look at that. Man, I went up there scouting and everything. I'm sitting in there with the scouts. I'm telling them what I desire as an offensive lineman and what I look for. I come back in the show before us talking about a running back.
Well, we got to talk about this.
Okay, fellas. You wanted Zeke out of here. He gone. Then you overpaid Tony Pollard by $4 million. Now you hollering Bijan Robinson. We can find another draft pick for lineman. 2 years ago, a guy lost the Super Bowl because he didn't have offensive lineman. Now this year here,
he talking about Patrick Mahomes. Y'all better listen to this. Listen to this.
Yep.
This is real what he's saying. They asked him about Colorado, and he was like, offensive line. Hold on.
Quarterbacks, let me step back and let my offensive line take over. And now I got to hear about, if we get this kid in here,
he talking about Bijan.
I'ma love it, but I am not letting this last crew this show that went before us, I ain't calling their name. I ain't gonna let you rest. Don't tell me how bad the offensive lineman is. Don't tell me what we need to do in the next year's draft. We can fix this right now.
We can fix this right now, OC. We can fix this right now. We can fix this. Listen.
Jesse, thank you. I love that.
He meant that. He meant that. Bro, we showing you. Listen, obviously we highlighted today Darnell Wright. Obviously he is a true 30 visit. That's all true. But keep in mind, we just rolled out 8 potential upgrades. 8! If you count other guards. You can fix the offensive line now. And anybody that's thinking that Darnell is just a right side player, we need to stop saying that, because that is factually wrong. And I'm gonna be honest, I said it and I was wrong. I did more research and I'm like, this guy is actually a hybrid player that's actually more a perfect fit. So if you need a guy that got left tackle experience, he's your guy. If you need a guy that played some guard, he's your guy. If Tyron Smith get injured like he did in Dallas training camp, where his hamstring came off his bone, you don't have to panic. You got a guy that's a road grader. You already got the guy. So anyway, and it's not even just him. But I think he will be a key piece and the key piece to put us over. Before you leave.
Yeah, at the end of the day, man.
Mm-hmm.
No, I was saying at the end of the day, man, when you talk about this thing, you got to look at the best teams, right? And you got to look at what teams are going to go the deepest and win Super Bowls. And they all had great offensive lines.
Yep.
San Francisco.
Yep.
The 49ers. The Kansas City Chiefs. All these teams, man, they're not good at offensive line play. They have a level of excellence. They're great at it. And if you're going to compete, and then you're going to do running back by committee, and you have any hope of keeping that clean, you got to have a great offensive line. And you got to make that a priority, and you got to invest in it.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Look at him. Now, this is him versus LSU, OC. Can you want to break this down?
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, I got you. Oof. So, if you look at this, man, this gentleman here over here playing right tackle at the top of the screen, he plays at a good 2-point, and this is him pulling around, man, and just, man, knocking people over, man, and just doing a good job, man. Run that play back, boss, just real quick, because I was adjusting my camera. Run that play back really quick, please.
Gotcha.
If you don't mind.
You good.
All right. So, here we go. All right, so this is him pulling from the right tackle position, and let's see what he does. Pulling around, boop, hitting the dude, grabbing him. I mean, look, does a good job, man. I mean, getting a body in the body. I want to see a nastier finish.
He should have killed him.
Does a good job.
He should have killed him.
Yeah, getting a body in the body.
Because that's a DB.
Yeah, he does a good job. Yeah, that's a good seal block.
He been nice this game. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a functional seal block. Yeah. I want to see a nasty finish.
I want you to kill it.
Again, sometimes, and then also that guy turns his back to him though. You see?
Yeah. Smart.
Notice 23. Yeah. He turns his back, so that's why he pulled off. Yeah. Because it would have been a block in the bag. So that was actually smart. Yeah. That was actually smart for him not to just plow through him and try to finish him. You know what I'm saying? That guy came and turned his back.
Yeah.
Yeah. He turned his back on him. So he's being intelligent. That's him being.
We got us a super chat. He say left tackle at 26, Tyler at guard, off season with Duke. That will be Anton, bro. We go talk about Anton on the next film session. We're gonna likely do that on Friday or Saturday. But right now we looking at all the players that we consider that might be the best fit for the Dallas Cowboys. So we went through Broderick, but he's rising. We likely not gonna get him. This guy's rising. It's starting to look like it's gonna probably be Anton. I think Anton, because Anton is number 6 or 7. You know what I mean? And what's crazy, OC, there's a lot of people that have Anton graded over Darnell Wright.
Yeah, and that's not right.
Wait. Let's get to the film. Film. I want to watch the film.
We'll finish the film. We'll finish the film.
yeah, because I'll concede it. Because this is the thing about Anton. When I first watched Anton, my initial grade is he was my number 1 tackle. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Then Broderick Jones became my number 1 tackle. And then right now, I'm starting to lead to Darnell Wright being my number one. I'm all over the place.
Yeah,
Y'all got listen. That's why it take a while to get your draft board together. I'm being all the way honest, bro. I'm all the way. It take a while to get your draft board right. Anybody that got their draft board right now, you ain't having enough internal debates with yourself. Right? Like, cause some of these dudes so close, you gotta really fine tooth comb these guys. You know what I mean? You do. So anyway.
Yeah.
All right, we'll get a little bit more LSU when we get up out of it. But matter of fact, the film, he already kind of showed himself. We know what he is.
Yep.
My thing is, I want to talk about the benefit of Darnell Wright, and then I want to talk about the benefit of offensive line, and then get up out of here. All right, and before we talk about that, y'all take a brief pause, because listen, y'all, I think we doing a pretty good job today of really giving a case on why this guy is one of the last 30 visits and few tackles to come in for the Dallas Cowboys. I don't think a lot of people really talking about this in its full circle, right? Like we're attempting to do. So if you like this type of content where we're really digging into the trenches of who this guy is and why he's one of the few tackle 30 visits for the Dallas Cowboys, just reward us with a like. We would appreciate that. Reward us with saying you want other people to see this, right? Because this is one of the guys and one of the last guys brought in and one of the few guys that was brought in to your Dallas Cowboys. And your Dallas Cowboys had a list of about 6 to 7 tackles they could have chose from. He is the few. He is one of the rare guys at the top of the board that they brought in. That also means that likely what you're hearing today is likely what Will McClay is saying himself, or another scout that's in our scouting department. So what we're trying to do is show y'all why this guy is rising the way he is, why this guy is in your building as a potential guy for the Dallas Cowboys. Please hit that like, please hit that. You know, and share this type of content, because honestly, I don't think a lot of people getting this. They not getting the film, they not getting the ranks, they not getting the history, they not getting none of that stuff that we showed y'all today. So I just want to just kind of bring that out. Please help us by doing your part by liking this video, subscribing to Boss Cowboy Sports so you can get content like this. But
great job.
I appreciate it. I greatly believe in what Nate Newton said. Greatly.
Yeah.
Because if anybody that been saying, we need Ronald Leary, we need a Ronald Leary. Dog, do you know how many years it's been since we had a real dominant offensive line? And can you imagine, OC, having a 2014, 15, 16 type of offensive line with this defense? Like,
yeah,
that's Super Bowl-ish. And that's real.
So I'm gonna go ahead and be messy.
Uh-oh.
If you go draft offensive lineman and invest in the line, shoot, you really should have tried hard to restructure and keep Zeke. That's what you should have done. If you was gonna do this with the 26th pick and make this line super strong, you should have go ahead and try to keep Zeke too. That's just me being messy though. I digress. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right. Okay. No more mess. Let's talk about offensive line. And they might get Zeke back, bro. That's another conversation.
They might.
That's another conversation that you took an L on. That you took a big old L on right there.
We gonna see. We gonna see.
Yeah.
We gonna see how it goes.
Let's just go and say it how it is that we might see Zeke come back, big dog. It's a reason why he's still in the DAC yard, homie.
Yeah,
training.
Look, man, we might see it, man. Yeah, man. Look, they might bring him back on a 1 year, man, and that'll be great for the Cowboys. But I think that Darnell Wright gives you
Oh, you
the
see this
ultimate
guy?
insurance
See this guy?
policy and equalizer.
Number one bullshit guy. He do the wee woo wee woo.
I had to hit you with it. Bro.
Hey, man, don't hate. Hey, bro. Hey, don't hate me. Look, the OC didn't cut him, okay? All right, you can just say that for the Joneses. So,
see this guy?
At the end of the
It's
day,
all
man,
fake news. It's phony stuff. It didn't happen.
I'm just telling you.
You are fake news.
I'm telling you. I didn't cut him. Don't be mad at me. I'm just saying, man. I'm telling you. I call it as I see it. That's all I can tell you. So look, man. Darnell Wright. Look, Darnell Wright gives us the ultimate position flex, and he's the ultimate problem solver to make sure that we are a great offensive line. If you can pick up a guy like this and you get within 8 picks, man, I would suggest you go get him. If you get within 8 picks and you can get a Broderick Jones, I would suggest you go get him. The top 2 tackles, I don't think are going to be there. They're not going to fall that far. But any one of these 2 guys, I think it's worthwhile going to get them for the upside, for the stability, and for really being good in a more and more competitive defensive front 7 fronts out of the NFC East. All right, you got Jordan Davis coming back. You got very well one of the NFC teams that could get the top defensive tackle out of Georgia, Jalen. All right,
so you talking
so
about
if one
Philly.
of those guys get
so you
that
saying
guy,
if Philly get Jalen Carter, that's gonna push our hand to have to do it. Yeah, I agree.
I'm telling you. And look, even if New York gets him, right? And God forbid the Redskins won't get him just because they got a Pro Bowl front 4 that they all drafted in the first round. We got to contend with those guys. So you got the more and more competitive NFC East, and teams are chasing the Cowboys. Teams are getting better. This year, Philly will end up being the better team out of the conference. So you got to do everything you can to stay strong on the inside, defense and offensive line. And so the offensive line is a great start, and that's what we really need to focus on if we go try to get out of the NFC East, because it's not just a complete foregone conclusion and 100% guarantee. I don't care. Nobody say that, we just go win the NFC East. We thought that last year, and it wasn't the case. We got to gear up and put our best foot forward.
Excellent point, OC. Excellent. God dog. Can y'all clap it up for this dude? Get this dude. First of all, oh man, excellent. So when cause see, the matchup wasn't even brought up. The fact that, and then you can add San Fran to the matchup, cause there's a good possibility Philly might get Carter, bro.
Yeah.
If Philly get Carter, we better be dead serious about this offensive line. I've been hearing tight end. I swear to God, I will kick my TV. I swear to God. If they get Carter and we turn around and get a tight end, I'm going to break everything around me. Just everybody get ready. I'm going to make a scene. I'm just telling you. No, I ain't going to make no scene. But real talk, I want to raise a couple of more points before we get up out of here, man. And it's coming from the very smart chat. And first of all, thank you, Dwayne Morris. It's because of you that I look behind Darnell Wright's history to find out that he actually played a lot more left tackle than most of us thought. So appreciate you being an astute student and helping us, do a better job of delivering the facts. You are greatly appreciated, Mr. Morris. I really mean that. You are greatly appreciated for your contributions to the Cowboy Nation, your insight, and your research. And this is what Dwayne Morris said. I want to talk about this, and one more thing from Shannon Sharp. Dwayne Morris said, give me a great offensive line and a good running back over a great running back and a good offensive line.
Yeah, man. Well, Philly just proved it, man. Right?
Yep.
Philly just proved it. Mm-hmm. So yes, you're correct. Yeah. You're correct. That's all I'll say. Yes, you're correct.
Absolutely agree. Because if we even look at the Dallas Cowboy history, in 2015, do y'all remember DMC, right? McFadden had 1,000 yards. 1,000 yards when Lyle Collins was the left guard, Fredericks was the center, and Zach Martin was the right guard. And we had a younger Tyron Smith. When that line was dominant, you could get 1,000 yards in 10 games, and we did that. McFadden got 1,000 yards in 10 games, and he was old.
Yeah, man, because you're running through holes the size, of Mack trucks, man. I mean, yeah, look, Tony Tolbert could have went for 1,500 behind that line.
So
You
man,
know?
that comment right there from Dwayne Morris, underrated, way underrated, way. That's why I feel Nate
Yeah.
knew. So this is the last thing that I want us to talk about before you go. Shannon
No,
Sharp
you good.
asked this question. This is a good question too. He said, "Boss, if we draft Darnell, what would you play him?"
I'll answer that question just real quick. I'm giving him reps first at left guard,
Yep.
and I'm letting him get equal reps at right tackle
Yep.
until we get a healthy steal.
Yep.
Because here's the deal,
That would be
man.
my
When you
plan
get a
too.
healthy steal, when you get a healthy steal, I hate to say this. This is just sounds, and I'm not being disrespectful at all when I say this, because much respect and much love, for all of the accomplishments of the great Tyron Smith. But if you get a healthy steal back, then who becomes expendable? Well, it's Tyron Smith. It's
Yeah.
weird to say that.
Yeah.
I
No,
mean,
it's not.
but
No, it's not.
who becomes expendable, right?
Tyron Smith.
Your veteran, Hall of Fame a tackle becomes expendable. Unfortunately, man, that's just how the cookie crumbles, man.
That's how the cookie crumbles, bro. So, I'm gonna give my final words, man, and here we go. I feel so good at where the Dallas Cowboys are positioned to improve. I feel so good. We all know what the need is. We know. We can play like we don't know, but we know. We know. We can try to act like left guard ain't no big deal, that we can just put a body there. We tried that. We tried to put a body there approach. How did that work with Connor Williams? How did that work with McGovern, who was a second round and third round pick, respectively? How did that work? Oh, you know how it worked? We still miss Leary. That's how it worked. So, am I lying? No. Because y'all know y'all still miss Leary. Yes, you do. And y'all miss even Lyle Collins as left guard as a rookie. You ain't seen none. Even though Lyle wasn't perfect, he still was showing major upside and potential if he would have developed that left guard, and he ended up being an even better right tackle. But this is the deal. We truly have maybe a once in 20-year chance to rebuild this offensive line. We really do have like I'm talking about the top 3, top 2, possibly number 1. But you adding that to a defense. We counted in y'all face 8 potential starter grade left guards. Now you would have to, some of them you would have to do it creatively. You would have to be creative on some of these. It would take you some faith on DeJuan Jones. It would. You might want more power out of Anton, but nobody would complain about Broderick. Nobody should complain about Darnell Wright. None of y'all would complain about Peter. Nobody would complain about Osiris. Nobody would probably complain about Maffa. And somebody we need to get out of those 8. One of those 8 need to be a Dallas Cowboy. And that would, in my opinion, and my final word, put us in a true over-the-top contention window. Finally, I want to say thank you, OC. Thank you, bro. Good job. You carried it. You carried it today with an awesome film session. Just doing a good job of breaking down the play. No highlights, no lowlights, just the film, letting it run and saying what you see and really explaining to the fans and showing why this guy has the versatility to probably be the guy that we really looking for to be the next Ron Leary. I really appreciate you, because some of y'all don't know this, but the OC pulled over 45 minutes from his own home just to do this show. So he made a great sacrifice, bro, and I really, really do appreciate this work. of putting this out to the nation, bro. I really do. That's my final words.
Yeah, man. All good, man. So look, at the end of the day, man, the Cowboys just need to do what works and don't outsmart yourself.
Yep.
I'm gonna say that again. The Cowboys need to do what works and don't outsmart yourself. Premix work to build your offensive line. You proved it when you picked Tyler Smith last year.
Yep.
You proved it when you picked Fredericks, who retired as a first rounder. You proved it when you picked Zach Martin several years ago. You proved it when you picked Tyron Smith, 11, 12 years ago now. Every time you've invested a premium pick on this offensive line, it's made us great and dominant. All we're asking you to do now is do the same in the past so that we can have a great offensive line. That's it.
That's it.
So I know I froze a little bit,
No,
but if you do what works, we go be in great shape, man. That's my opinion. Go get one of these top guys. Let's go ahead and make a run for 6. It starts with us being great at what we've always been great at, and that's drafting. If we stick with the script and do what we got to do, we going to be in good shape, man. So those are my final thoughts.
OC, you gonna be mad at me, bro, but I do got one more thought I gotta throw in here, bro. I'm so sorry.
Go ahead.
But I gotta do this.
Go ahead.
I gotta show, because a lot of people don't know this, but this goes to the point of your final word. Where do y'all think CBS had Tyler Smith ranked?
Like 33 or something like that. No, I'm sorry, 40-something. 40-something.
46.
Yeah, 40-something. Yeah.
46. So, see, I know a lot of people. I already know how draft season works. This is the reason, and let me explain something. This is the reason why his pick was booed. Y'all heard me out on that. His pick was booed because people didn't expect him to be actually the best tackle. So to the OC's point, that's why I had to piggyback on his final word. Go get your guy. Don't worry about public opinion. Go get your guy. If your guy's Maffa, go get him in a second. If your guy's Darnell Wright and you got to go get him, go get him. Because the Cowboys, to your point, have shown that if they identify a guy as a top 30 guy, he probably is that dude. Go get him.
Sir.
Another one.
Cowboy Sports, where your voice matters.
I miss Coach Super Chat. Coach said, boss, no bend in the legs, not liking Wright as much now. Red flags. We'll talk about that, Coach.
We'll talk. Yeah, man, that's something that I was going to get into.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something I was going to get into. But I can get into that some more as we follow up on that, Coach. And one thing that I'll say is that some people play out of a hot seat.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. We out.